Those who only support political parties in the long run discover their folly in supporting assorted lies. Welcome, viewers, to this episode, and that is page 6 of PMP of August 25 to 27. Uh, and the column is Anti Hadiza in very large dark print, where my finger is Anti Hadiza. You can see it. First story. I read part of it last. I read the headlines last week, some of them. First story. I need my girl. People don't play with girls, so eh? Okay, girls who don't play with boys. These days, you see them holding the boys' hand, eh? Very firmly, so that nobody will snatch him from them. Okay. I need my girl. I'm 22 and my lady is 20. We met when we were in the secondary school. We started off so well that many thought I had been bewitched. After we completed school, she suddenly traveled abroad without informing me. Auntie, out of the blue, I met her again recently at a church service. She later asked me if I had a new girlfriend, but I said I wasn't in any relationship. She dropped the bombshell that I should find someone since she was no longer interested in me. My problem is that I need her and only her. Okay, Baden. The writer is called Baden, Cape Coast, Ghana. Answer, Auntie Adiza says, whatever existed between you and the lady is over, and she has made it very, very clear. Accept her opinion and move on with your life. If you have the courage to accept her as a friend instead of a lover, then you can face up the situation. Okay, under that story we have, she is unkind to me. Okay, I am 19. Who is the writer here? Baba Accra. The writer is Baba Accra. I am 19 and do not stay with my father during vacation. Oh, what is it? Sorry, let me take it again. I am 19 and do not stay with my father during vacation. No comma, no food, stop, nothing. During vacation, my mother is my father's third wife. It should begin a sentence, but it's continuous. It's continued like that. My mother is my father's third wife and does not live with my father, the first wife. But the first wife does. But the first wife does, and unfortunately has no child. Anytime I visit my father, she is very cold towards me. She sometimes will not mind when I talk to her. Apart from this, she makes sure I do not help in any household duties. In the same way, when I need help, she doesn't come to my aid. I don't know what she has told my father, but my father does not care for me anymore. If I were somebody, I would have got a boy for myself and who would provide my needs. My mother is not okay financially, and I'm also not ready to give up my education. What do I do? I see. The writer is, I pronounce it as Baba, and Baba is a male name, but it appears the writer is female. Mm. Uh, so I don't know. Okay, let me say Baba. Okay. Auntie Adiza says, uh, why don't you inform your uncles or Ebusuapenyine about your dad's behavior? Yeah, this story I remember. I remember it very well. I believe they will be of help greatly. They will be of help greatly. Full stop. You may contact the social workers unit near you to see how they would help in case the first option fails. I wish you the very best. Mhm. Yes, I think that there's somewhere that indicates that she's a girl. Let me see. I don't know what she has to say. If I were somebody, I would have got a boy for myself. So Baba is a girl. Mhm. All right, let's go to the next story. I hate my heart. Sorry, I hate my height. How can you hate your height? Eh? What about midgets? Oh my God. Okay, I'm 26-year-old young man, and I'm only 5 feet. I'm reading what I say. I'm only 5 feet. I feel just too short. I simply hate to stand by people who are younger and are and are far taller than I am. Is there any way to gaining a reasonable height? Oh, unfortunately, no. Hmm? Who is the writer? Oh, no name. No name. Nameless. Hmm? Hmm. Is there any way to getting a reasonable height? Okay. Again, second paragraph. Again, I am in a relationship with a lady who is a virgin, and my friends are pressuring me to have sex with her. Their reason is that if someone else breaks her virginity, she will break up with me. I need your advice. Auntie Adiza says, uh, at 26, I do not see any way you can attain an increase in height unless there is a miracle. Of course. Mhm. I don't think this transgender people can even increase somebody's height because of the bones. They can't do anything about the length of the bones in your body. Okay, Auntie Adiza says, I've read that part already. An increase in your height. Unless there is a miracle. Okay, it continues. Your problem is that you don't appreciate what your creator has given you. Yes, take advantage of your height and do something worthwhile out of it. And do something worthwhile out of it. Paragraph. Like I said some time back, and will continue to say, Frederick Chuluba of Zambia is shorter than most of his countrymen, even children, yet he cares little about his height. New sentence. Build yourself. Build yourself. So, sorry, build. Oh, okay, build, comma, your self-esteem. Otherwise, I think the comma should be removed. Build your self-esteem. Otherwise, your height may cause you to feel inferior and inadequate. Second, the lady who loves, second, the lady, this is still Auntie Adiza advising. Second, the lady who loves you must be treated with all respect. Do not listen to your friends, as she will respect you for it. Your friends are simply giving you bad advice. Resist them. Next story under that one we've just read. I am between the devil and the deep blue sea. Yes, this is why I like the Nigerians. The Nigerians will say, "See me, see devil." Eh? So this is similar to it. Eh? I, I am between the devil and the deep sea. See me, see devil. I think they are the same. Okay, I'm 19 and a student. and she's 29, a medical practitioner. We've been in a relationship for 2.5 years. She generally supports me financially, and when I go to school, she visits me and makes me feel very happy. A friend realized that the woman was my girl. A friend realized that the woman was my girlfriend and asked me to break up with her. But I find it difficult to break up with her because she's been and is so good to me. What do I do? ADK Kumasi, a 19-year-old boy, befriending a doctor, a medical doctor of 29. I don't know who befriended who. It's very likely the 29-year-old doctor befriended him. Anyway, ADK, let's listen to advice. Auntie Adiza says, your friend is right. Morally, it isn't right, and as tradition frowns on it. My advice, break the relationship with her. I believe your parents are not aware of it. Stroke. Too bad. Next paragraph. It could be that this woman is in another relationship with an older person. Yes. It could be that this woman is in another relationship with an older person. Flee! Until says, flee! Huh? She may be taking advantage of you. Uh, oh, did I read the story? Yeah, we've read it. Okay, let's go to another story. A reward for me. A reward for me. I'm 36, married with 3 sons, and she is 26 with 2 kids, even though she's not married. We're in a relationship for good 3 years, during which I assisted her well. During which I assisted her well financially. About 3 weeks ago, she told me she wouldn't mind being a second wife, so the two of us would have a child. Stroke. A reward, she said, a child, and according to her, and that child will be a reward. So she will have a child, dash, a reward, she said. I've told her I can't keep. I told her I can't keep cater for 2 wives, but she insists I get her engaged to me. So let me correct it. Uh, I've told her I can't keep catering. Here it says catering. I can't keep. Oh, I've told her I can't keep and cater for 2 wives, but she insists I get her engaged to me. Well, viewers, pardon me, I'm reading what I see here. Mm, I don't know how to correct. I told her I can't keep 2 wives and cater for them. I don't know. But she insists I get her. Okay, let's take it that way, viewers. I just offered help, even though I initially promised marrying her. But the reward is just too much for me. I'm confused. Please help me detangle the complicated web in my life. Salisu, Nima, Sedu, Nima. Auntie Adiza says, you were in a relationship for 3 years and gave her wrong signals. You even gave her a promise that made her sure that she would one day get married to you. If you are able to keep this relationship away from your wife for such a long time, then what should be the reason? If you cannot marry her, then break the relationship now, as children are never rewards for adults' actions. The children are never rewards for adults' actions. Okay. Hmm. In other words, you should plan before you marry. Hmm? And the planning shouldn't be that the children should be a reward for your relationship with her or for your help to her. All right, let's go to the right side of the paper. Extreme right side. She tempted me. She tempted me. I'm a 40-year-old married accountant. I went on a trek in the Western region and stayed in a hotel. Paragraph. I was in the hotel room when the wife of the MD of the regional branch came to me and told me her husband had run into a huge debt and so I should help him out. One thing led to the other, and before I realized I had made love to her. I'm so confused and ashamed. What do I do now? Yeah, these are problems for you to answer, not mine. And the writer is Benjamin Accra. Benjamin, if you're listening, we are echoing your story here and your questions here. Please forgive me if you didn't mean to listen to them. Hmm? Okay, if you didn't mean to listen to it, sorry. Auntie Adiza says, you assisted this lady to achieve her motive of coming to the hotel room. The interesting thing is that though her husband is in deep financial crisis, I'm sure that he has no plans to use his wife to defray the debts. I do not know who took advantage of the other, but what you did has put a big question mark on your professional integrity. She may be in for more strange things. Avoid her and her company. My advice is that find a good way to pull out of this assignment as the implications are grave. Hmm? See what accountants do. How do you get somebody out of trouble financially? Accountant. Okay. Let's go to the last story. Can't afford to lose her. Can't afford to lose her. I'm 19 and she's also 19. We've been very good friends for 4 years. We've been very good friends for 4 years now and sometimes go out together. She's a quiet and calm lady and very helpful and quiet when I need her help. Paragraph. Recently, I proposed to her, but she told me that even though she loves me, she would also not want to be hurt because she thinks I would call it a quits with her one day, and she'd find it hard to cope with the situation. Let me correct it. Because she thinks I would call it quits with her one day. I'm sorry, viewers, if I'm wrong, don't laugh at me, but because I think this is it. To call it a quits. He says, I would like to call it a quits. And I say, I would like to call it quits. Mm, I think I'm right. I think I'm righter. I'm more right. Uh, uh, she find it hard to cope with the situation. I would call it quits with her one day, and she'd find it hard to cope with the situation. I've explained to her that I'm not that kind of person, but she seems not to get me straight. I can't think of going out with a different person other than her. I can't afford to lose her. What must I do what must I do, Auntie, to win her love? I treat her like my angel. The writer is Apia Tepa, Ghana. Auntie Jesus says, my dear, comma, you must grow up. You're too young to think about love this way, especially feeling that you can't live without her. Do you know the difference between being infatuated and being in love? I believe the girl knows the difference and you prefers you remain close friends, nothing more, nothing less. When you begin to know what love is, you will know what to do. If by and by both of you realize it is real love you have, it's real love you have for each other, things will change. And if it does, don't leave her in the middle of the sea to swim back alone. Yes, it happens. I remember personally there have been one or two girls I knew in the primary school when I was very young, and I loved them very much, one at a time. And the parents took them away from the school. Up to today, I need them. I'm pining for them. So I don't know. If at that time I was too young to know love, what about now? I can picture one of them very vividly. I can never get there. And the other one, yes, they were two separate girls. I didn't sleep with them. We were just friendly. And I love we would stay in the same school for forever. In fact, there were three. The third one, I think a senior man took her from me. He was not a teacher, neither a teacher nor a student. She just took her. Even though the girl liked me. Today, I remember all of them, sorry. I remember them all. So, viewers, is it love or infatuation? I don't know. Uh, I think we have dealt with this page. That's page 6. And in our next issue, we shall go to back to campus, a village, fresh, Alabama. Okay, tangled web. We read some of this some time ago. I don't know. Well, I'll see if if we read this one, but because I miss some of the uh, issues, some of the papers. It's not encouraging to read them because I'll come to a halt to be continued, and I can't continue. And I can't tell my viewers' opinion. I don't know what their opinion is, whether it's okay to go by that or to just forget it. Anyway, God will decide. So I will end here, my dear viewers. And again, I will say thank you very much. May God bless you all. Ilalikai. Bye bye. Au revoir.